we got news for you. We got news for you. We got news for you.
While they devise our demise, we grow wise. Upset the setup. The element of surprise, it's a setup. It's time to upset the setup.
Hello, friends, family, and America. In dedication to not seeing color, I decided to do a video that's not in color. You feel me? So maybe you'll take in part the information as opposed to seeing anything else. Feel me? But what we're going to talk about today on the news? Hey, guess what? We're developing a salmonella vaccine. Talk about hilarious. USDA to give Monsanto's new GMO crop special speed approval, baby. Can't get that GMO out quick enough, can you? What about artificial hamburger meat successfully grown?
Yummy.
Tasting so good. You know, how do you know that you don't like it if you've never tried it? Then we're going to get into articles and titles and versus talking points. But first, a message from our sponsors, baby. Pay attention. This is for all of you folks who think that no FEMA camp system exists. If it can happen here, it definitely, or if it can happen there, it definitely can happen here. And here comes the proof. Here comes the proof. Right there. And we back. Hope you enjoyed the commercial. Yes. Something that you might want to think about and consider for all you naysayers out there. Well, let's get into the news. Starting it off, I got this off of naturalnews.com, the Health Ranger. Here's the title of the article. And this is a wonderful thing here. Vaccines for everything. Researchers now on brink of developing salmonella jab. Because they always want to be inside your body, don't they? The vaccine industry is currently hard at work trying to churn out a vaccine for salmonella. Think about that. A typical foodborne pathogen that thrives on factory farms and in other unsanitary settings. CBS 13 News in Sacramento reports that researchers from the University of California, Davis have been tasked with developing a vaccine that supposedly prevents salmonella, which these researchers say they are on the verge of completing in the very near future. What about sanitary conditions for the animals? How about that? No, we just gotta pump it out, poison you through salmonella, and then stick a salmonella vaccine in your arm or behind, because that's where it's more fitting, because they're screwing you. Next article: USDA to give Monsanto's new GMO crop special speed approval, folks. Speed approval. Don't we just need that GMO? Can't beg for it enough. You know, this is just wonderful. This was out of February 23rd, 2012. Obviously, the article, as always, is in the description box. If you thought Monsanto's lack of testing on their current GMO crop was bad before, prepare to now be blown away by the latest statement by the USDA. Despite links to organ damage and mutated insects, the USDA says that it is changing the rules so that genetically modified seed companies like Monsanto will get speedier regulatory reviews. With the faster reviews, there will be even less time spent on evaluating the potential dangers. Why? Because Monsanto is losing sales with longer approval terms. So it's all about their buddies. Gotta stay paid, don't you? Gotta keep poisoning, folks. The changes are expected to take full effect in March when they're published in the Federal Register. The USDA's goal is to cut the approval time for GMO crops in half in order to speedily implement them into global food supply. The current USDA process takes longer than they would like due to public interest, legal challenges. I wonder why. And the challenges associated with the advent of national organic food standards, says USDA Deputy Administrator Michael Gregory. Gregory. He needs to be kicked in his head. What do you guys think? Oh, even on more budding food news. Artificial hamburger meat successfully grown in vat of bovine fetal cells. Hey, you want some fries with that? Oh my goodness. I'm not sure which is more offensive way to create meat. That's the current factory farm method where masses of hormone-injected, antibiotic-injected cows are kept confined in what can be called bovine concentration camps, while they're fed genetically modified corn, then slaughtered without compassion and subject to diabolical meat harvesting machinery that turns a cow carcass into corporate profits. On the other hand, that's the new method being touted across the media. Test tube hamburgers. Yummy sounding, isn't it? Made from thin strips of meat grown in nutrient vat laced with bovine fetus stem cells.
Delicious.
And you wonder why we prep. Unbelievable.
You don't
Hey,
need butter.
have a good time with that. I plan on prepping because this is just insane. One more paragraph. The test tube meat strips actually pulsate and twitch during their laboratory growth phase. By the way, they're ultimately grown up with strings of test tube fat grown in a similar way to produce a fatty hamburger-like substance. Notice the fatty hamburger-like substance. This has been accomplished by Professor Mark Post of Maastricht University in the Netherlands, who announces his team's results at the American Academy for the Advancement of Science. Test tube meat is here to save the world. Read the article and comment back for yourself, folks. All right, now let's get into some article titles and talking points. Just a little. Here's my commentary stage here. There's a little 3-minute video I encourage you to watch about the CIA director admits manipulating U.S. news. CBS confirms. And this right here, this clip, or multiple clips, comes from the 1970s. I highly encourage you to watch it because it just tells you how long Senate committee hearings have gone on, where they constantly tell you that they're irresponsible, and yet we as people do absolutely nothing. And it's such a encouraging thing to see that the tide is turning with so many voices out there speaking up out against this madness. So, please watch that and take it into effect. Now, I have to talk about him again because he consistently ceases to amaze me. This is another article. It's in the description box, but I gotta play a section of this thing right here because Obama, our main man in Hollywood, is something else, and it speaks volumes. Okay, and I got great points to make after we listen to this, and I'll only play maybe 50 seconds.
This month we're announcing the 2012 launch of African Americans for Obama. I don't think there's a better time than African American History Month to consider the tremendous progress we've made through the sacrifices of so many.
Oh, really?
Or a better time to commit to meeting the very real challenges we face right now.
I think we should commit.
Every day, I think of the generations of African American men and women who overcame slavery and oppression, risked their own safety to cast a ballot, even gave up their lives to help build a country that lived up to its founding principles.
Okay, stop. Right? Oh, I just muted you. I couldn't take it no more. You see, I meant to stop and pause the video. So these folks that laid down their lives and stood up and had a voice in very troublesome times in our history as a country. So they did that for shit like this here. I don't know, more Patriot Act. more NDAA, more out of control spending by the Federal Reserve and banks. How about, just an out of control Food and Drug Administration? How about just an out of control banking system? I mean, how about out of control healthcare system? Though you didn't usher all this in, you sure enough ain't doing really a lot to change it. All these people, African Americans out there who risk their lives. What about this article here? Oh, lovely president here. What about the article? Where are you at here? And I just had it up where you sit up there and you want to take benefits away from our vets. You know what I mean? You want to take the benefits away from our vets. I will put the article in the description box, but I mean, come on, dude. It's like you must think that we're rear ends. Okay, let's keep going.
Changed this country. Their efforts made it possible for somebody like me to be here today.
Oh, really?
This is another moment. Well, we've got to decide what kind of.
So you mean that all African Americans and the folks in the past were involved with the CIA?
Country we want to be. We can either settle for a country where a shrinking number of people do really well, or we can build a nation where everybody gets a fair shot. Everybody does their fair share.
Really,
everybody
though.
plays by the same rules. This campaign is powered by folks at every level, taking ownership where it matters most. Around the kitchen table, in barbershops and beauty salons,
Oh, yeah.
in your faith community,
Oh, yeah.
at work, or at school.
I'm just going to come out and just support you, man, because everything that you've done so far is really just so great. If you want to really stand up for liberty and things of that nature, you think you would be supporting this crazy legislation that's going through. Use your veto pen, Mr. Hussein. All right. And this goes into my final point. I need to talk about Farrakhan, okay? And this is another reason why I put this in black and white. Farrakhan came out and started talking about where is it here? The death threats, not death threats, but warns of racial hatred that could lead to attempts on President Obama's life. And this is, again, why I bring up article titles and talking points, because, folks, all the information is there. You just can't be just swayed by just the title and the talking point. Get deep into it and find out how deep things go. Especially, the food is crazy enough, man. Then you got these clowns out here, admittedly, close to 30 years ago, and probably before, another countless time where they do it, but tell you that they're lying to you. You know what I mean? So figure it out. Help your own self. Prep and put your food away, man, because that's your most important research. Resource is what I'm trying to say, America. English. I speak English. So, in closing, liberty, justice, small government. The choice is clear, folks. The choice is clear. So stay powerful, stay conscious, and Afro will catch you on that wonderful place that we call the flip side. Hey, and in all seriousness, please check out the articles listed in the description box, especially the articles on ingredients in the common food supply, as in fast food that you go out and eat. Please read that, and read that article from what is it? Let me get it. Chicagoland. Read that article and really look at how things are going down, folks. Simple and plain, man. Really look at it. Catch you on the flip side.